The 2026 World Cup has already kicked off, but we still haven't really got our heads around how this new format works and where exactly the organisers lost the plot. Without exaggerating, this is the most confusing World Cup in history. 3 host nations, more games than ever, a bunch of new rules, and half the star players picked up injuries before a ball was even kicked. Forget the good old 32-team setup. We've got 48 teams now. This breaks absolutely everything. We're looking at 12 groups of 4. The top 2 go through, but then the magic happens. The 8 best third-place teams also sneak into the knockouts. Yeah, it's exactly like the Euros. You can mess up the start and still scrape through. The knockouts have been stretched right out. Instead of jumping straight into the last 16, we now have a round of 32. The road to the trophy is 8 games long. How does this change the game? Massively.
Third place isn't a death sentence anymore, which means teams will be playing tournament maths. Some will fight to the death for the top spot, while others will just park the bus to secure third. Every tiny detail counts. Head-to-head, goal difference, goals scored, and even yellow cards. One silly booking or a 2-0 loss instead of 3-0 could literally send a team packing. A geography nightmare, from Canada to Mexico. The tournament is hosted by the US, Canada, and Mexico. While Mexico historically has a massive football culture, this is their 3rd time hosting. For Canada and the States, it's more about the spectacle. The organizers split the 16 cities into 3 zones: West, Central, and East. Sounds logical until you look at a map. Vancouver to Miami is 4,500 kilometers. That's like flying from London to New York. A quick look at the main stadiums. West, Vancouver, featuring a stadium with a retractable roof right by the water. Deafening Seattle. And of course, LA with its high-tech SoFi Stadium, which has massive screens hanging right over the pitch. Central. The legendary Azteca in Mexico City, sitting at 2,200 meters above sea level. It's the stadium where Pelé won his last World Cup, and Maradona scored the Hand of God. In the US, Dallas takes center stage. They bagged the most matches. East. The final goes to New Jersey at the massive MetLife Stadium. Plus, you've got historic Boston, Philly, and laid-back Miami, which gets the 3rd-place playoff. New rules. Football on speed. FIFA has declared war on time wasting. Teams that love to drag things out are in for a rough ride. The 5-second rule. Taking too long on a throw-in or goal kick? The ref starts a visible countdown. Miss it, and you hand the ball straight to the opposition. Substitution penalty. A subbed player has exactly 10 seconds to get off the pitch. If they drag their feet, the sub has to wait a full minute, and the team plays with 10 men. Zip it. Only the captain can argue with the ref now. Anyone else running up to complain gets an instant yellow card. Tech upgrades. Semi-auto offsides, a smart ball packed with sensors, and VAR that can now overturn dodgy second yellow cards. The Last Dance and new monsters. Because of the massive expansion, the lineup is incredibly mixed. From the usual heavyweights to absolute newcomers who wouldn't normally stand a chance. Who should you keep an eye on? Messi and Ronaldo, the end of an era. Leo is defending his title, while Cristiano is still chasing the one major trophy he hasn't won. The vets. Son Heung-min is heading to his last World Cup, and 40-year-old Edin Dzeko is still dragging Bosnia along. The superstars. If Mbappe lifts a 2nd cup, it secures his status as an all-time great. Erling Haaland finally made it to the tournament and will try to prove he can carry his country, not just his club. Jude Bellingham and Vinny Jr. are the guys running the show for England and Brazil. Youngblood, Lamine Yamal. The kid isn't even 20 yet and is already Spain's biggest asset. Plus, we're expecting huge breakout moments from fresh talent like Endrick, Paz, and Doué. Dark horses. Ecuador's brick wall defense, Caicedo and Pacho, and Achraf Hakimi's relentless runs for Morocco. The dark side. Heat,
emissions, and ticket prices. It looks brilliant on TV, but behind the scenes there are loads of issues. Environmentalists are fuming. All these long-haul flights mean the tournament will churn out double the carbon emissions of previous ones. It's going to be brutal for the players, too. June and July in Houston or Miami means insane humidity and temps averaging over 30 degrees. The body just can't cool down fast enough. Mexico has a completely different issue: high altitude and thin air. Constantly bouncing between blazing heat, muggy weather, and high altitudes is going to be an absolute nightmare for the medical staff. Drinks breaks will help, but let's be real, they're also a prime slot for TV ads. And the worst part, the fans are getting rinsed. FIFA is using dynamic pricing. Touts are selling decent quarterfinal tickets starting at $38,000. It got so ridiculous that on one platform, a ticket was listed for over 2 million quid.
Authorities in New York and New Jersey have even launched an investigation into FIFA for creating an artificial shortage. Then there are the visas. Having a fan ID doesn't actually guarantee that U.S. border control will let you in. But you know what? Despite all the scandals, the crazy prices, and the dodgy format, it's still the World Cup. 48 countries, endless drama, and a whole summer of massive football. It's the biggest stage in the world, and it's bound to be something special.